we're going to improve the user's experience, and we're going to improve your ranking with Google. Hey everyone, it's Mike here from Reaction, and in this video, we're going to be breaking down the new Google search algorithm update that's coming our way in May of 2021. So if your business relies on getting traffic to your website from Google search, whether that's to generate leads, sell products, or get people to sign up for your course or events, then you're going to want to understand how this update is going to impact your website. So let's get into it. In early 2020, Google announced that they were going to be updating their search algorithm by introducing a new ranking system called Core Web Vitals. And at the very heart, Core Web Vitals is all about the speed and performance in which your website loads. We've had the data for a long time that shows us that the faster your website loads, the more people will visit it and the better user experience they're going to get. And ultimately, this means that your business will get a higher conversion rate from the traffic you're getting. And that's because if you think about a website taking 6 seconds to load, well, some people will wait the full 6 seconds, but you'll always have a percentage of people that will wait 4 seconds and then hit back. And some people will wait 3 seconds, and some people will wait 2 seconds. So we know that the faster your website loads, the more traffic you're going to get. But up until now, this has never impacted your ranking with Google. It just impacted the experience people had when they visited your website. Well, now starting in May, Google's ranking signal, called Core Web Vitals, is going to be considering 3 specific performance metrics. And those are LCP, FID, and CLS. So let's break these down. First, LCP stands for largest contentful paint. And you can think of this as the main section of your website, the main body of content that someone would be visiting that website to see. And Google wants that largest piece of content to become visible to the user as soon as possible from the time they start loading your website. So that means whether they're clicking here from Google search or they're typing in your address directly, we need to get the main part of that web page, the body content, the reason people would be going there, we need to get that loading as quickly as possible. Now the next metric, FID, this stands for first input delay, and it refers to the amount of time it takes from the moment your site starts loading to the moment when a person is able to tap or scroll or somehow interact with the website. And that's because we want to get people actually able to use our website. If it's just loading in the background and you can't click or tap anything, we're not providing a great experience to our users. Now the third metric, CLS, this stands for cumulative layout shift, and it refers to elements on the page that start jumping around as the site's loading. So if you've ever been to a website and you've noticed that it's mostly loaded, you start scrolling around, you start reading something, and then all of a sudden that last couple percentage of the page loads and everything shifts and adjusts down and you're no longer looking at the part of the page that you were just a second ago. Well, this is called a layout shift, and we want to reduce the amount of impact that that has on the user. So ideally, we don't want the layout to shift at all. So if you think about these 3 metrics, if we're able to get the main part of the website loading as quickly as possible, we're able to reduce the amount of time from when someone's able to click the link to your site to start interacting with it, and we reduce the amount of layout shift that happens, well, we're not only going to be able to improve the performance of our website, we're going to improve the user's experience, and we're going to improve your ranking with Google. Now, it's important to note that your website isn't going to be penalized by Google if it's not scoring well against these metrics, but you're also not going to get the rankings boost if you are scoring well against them. And that's because search engine optimization at the end of the day is based on how well your website compares and competes with the website of your competition, or at least a website competing for those same keywords. So if all things are equal between your website and your competitor's website, then making your site load fast and perform well against these core web vitals means that could be the edge that you'll need to take over that top spot on Google. Now, what should you do if your website isn't performing well against these ranking signals? Well, the first thing you'll want to do is run your website through one of the tools provided by Google. And it's going to give you some recommendations of things you can improve on right away. Now, the list of things to do on each website is different based on every single website being different. But some of the common culprits that we've seen are things like having too large of images loading into the space they're being displayed on, not using next-gen image formats like WebP, and a big thing that we've seen is just having too much JavaScript bottlenecking how your page is loading, or third-party scripts that actually prevent parts of your site from loading until they've completed loading and downloading from some third-party source that you have no control over. We also see some issues with website hosting accounts and DNS services and CDNs. Not that there's any problem with these things individually, but it could even just be how they're configured or maybe misconfigured that's causing your website even just a second delay in how that page is loading. So if you need some help improving your website against Google's new Core Web Vitals, you can reach out to my agency and we'd be happy to do an audit and walk you through what kinds of things could be done to improve the performance of your site. My team can even get under the hood and start making some of those changes for you. This is going to be an important step in making sure your website has the best chance possible of ranking on Google for the search terms you actually want to be found under. Well, that's it for this video. I hope that information was helpful and you learned a little bit about Core Web Vitals and the new Google algorithm change coming this May. If you don't already, please subscribe to our channel, like this video if you got some value. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one.